Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Dear Ma'am Dr. Pinta Danianti Sampurno MC and Ma'am Dr. Meliasari SPD MSc as a lecturer in English Mathematics 1. Today, in this video, I will explain the steps in answering the previously given question as the final exam form of English Mathematics 1 course. But before we begin, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Tauri Afsar Ara. I am a student of the study program Mathematics Education, Universitas Negeri Jakarta. Alright, first I will read this following question. A red dice and a blue dice are rolled at the same time. The number of pairs on both dice are added together. A. Use a table to show all possible outcomes. B. What is the probability of obtaining? 1. The sum is 7. 2. The sum is greater than 5. And 3. The sum is an odd number. Let's now find probability when we roll two dice at the same time. First, let's make a table with 6 rows and 6 columns as a picture right here. Then, fill up the table first. 1, 1, 2, and then 1, 3, and etc. In this question, how many possible outcomes are there? When rolling two dice, distinguish between them in some way. A first one and a second one, a left and a right, a red and a blue, and etc. Let A, B denote a possible outcome of rolling the two dice, with A the number on the top of the first dice and B the number on the top of the second dice. Note that each of A and B can be any of the integers from 1 through 6. Here is a listing of all the joint possibilities for A, B. From the table, we got that there are 36 possibilities for A, B. This total number of possibilities can be obtained from the multiplication principle. There are 6 possibilities for A, and for each outcome for A, and there are 6 possibilities for B. So, the total number of joint outcomes A, B is 6 times 6, which is 36. The set of all possible outcomes for A, B is called the sample space of this probability experiment. Next, before answering the second question, I will explain about probability of an event. Probability is a measure of the possibility of how likely an event will occur, while the probability of an event can be defined as a number of favorable outcomes upon the total number of outcomes, or can be seen as the following formula. For the second question, what is the probability of obtaining? 1. The sum is 7. To answer this question, we first have to rewrite the table that shows all possible outcomes. Then, we have 6 ways that the sum of two dice is 7. Here is listing the possibilities. Thus, the number of favorable outcomes is equal to 6. Then, the total number of outcomes is equal to 36. So, we got the probability of the sum is 7 is equal to 6 over 36 is equal to 1 over 6. Hence, the probability is 1 over 6. The next question is what is the probability of obtaining the sum is greater than 5? To answer this question, we do the same way we did before. There are 26 ways of obtaining a score greater than 5. Here is a listing the possibilities. Thus, the number of favorable outcomes is equal to 26. The total number of outcomes is equal to 36. So we got the probability of greater than 5 is equal to 26 over 36 is equal to 13 over 18. Hence, the probability is 13 over 18. Move to the last question is what is the probability of the sum is an odd number? To answer this question, we do the same way we did before. There are 18 ways of obtaining a score which is an odd number. Here is a listing the possibilities. Thus, the number of favorable outcomes is equal to 18. The total number of outcomes is equal to 36. So we got the probability of the sum is an odd number is equal to 18 over 36 is equal to 1 over 2. Hence, the probability is 1 over 2. Okay, finally, now we have reached the end of this presentation. I want to thank to Ma'am Pinta and Ma'am Melasari for giving this final assignment. And I'm sorry if there's still a mistake in submitting this presentation. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.